My name is Linda Johnson. I grew up in upstate New York, where I first started to cook at the age of 10. I then moved to Texas, where I enjoyed comfort foods such as barbecue and brisket. When I lived in Northern California, I found the bright, fresh flavors of food. In Georgia is where Southern food is its finest, is what I found. Then I moved to the Outer Banks, North Carolina, on Hatteras Island. I learned seafood dishes served in coastal communities. Now I live in Albemarle, North Carolina, and I invite you to my kitchen. Hi everyone, and welcome to From My Kitchen to Your Kitchen. And today we are going to, this is Chocolate Day. I know Valentine's Day was last weekend, but we're going to make homemade brownies, and then we're going to make no-bake cookies. Chocolate with oatmeal, peanut butter. They're really good. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to do the brownies first. I've got the oven preheating to 350. You'll be using a greased 8x8 pan. And right now I have I melted butter. It's a half a cup of butter, which is 1 stick of butter. Okay, I have that in our pan, all melted, ready to go. And from that, we're going to add 2 eggs, and sugar. So I'm going to put the sugar in there first. A cup is white sugar. Whoops. Well, we'll get that in a minute. Might have the dog walking around on the floor. This will be aired on the 20th, and it just so happens it's his birthday. And he's 16 years old today. So happy birthday, Harley. He's a good boy. He's having some leg issues, back legs. So that's 1 cup of sugar, white sugar. So go ahead and pour that in the pan. You want kind of a large pan because you're going to be putting flour and stuff in it. So we're putting in 2 eggs. Oh, got a double yolk in that one. Doesn't happen too often, but every once in a while. You stir that around. We're going to put a teaspoon of vanilla. These homemade brownies, I'll tell you what, they're so good. And they're very easy to make. And I compared, we have 8 ingredients in this one. And everything you know. Eggs, butter, flour, sugar, vanilla, baking powder. And when I looked up Duncan Hines brownies, look at all the ingredients in it. There's quite a few. I added them up. I think there's like 14 maybe. But they have a lot of stuff. Palm oil, corn syrup. So it's stuff that, is not as healthy as making it on your own. We'll get those all stirred in there. Eggs, and the butter, and the sugar. This doesn't take very long to put together. Now we're going to add half a cup of cocoa. I think I get a different measuring. Probably won't even fit in here. Half a cup of cocoa. And we want a half a cup of flour. Half a cup of flour. Excuse me. I got a tickle in my throat. And we only have 2 more ingredients. A little bit of salt. I'm just going to use my salt shaker. And baking powder. 1/4 of a teaspoon. Just mix that all together. And I think, it doesn't call for this, but I think I'm going to put in some chocolate chips. More chocolate. Trying to get it not really that smooth, I don't believe, but sure does look good. And this will bake, like I said, in 350-degree oven for 25 to 30 minutes. And it does say on the recipe, do not overcook. So we're going to go ahead and put in, I had a couple bags of these partially opened chocolate chips I used not too long ago. So semi-sweet. There's the oven, ready. I'm not going to put them all in, because it is a small batch. Okay, pour it in the dish. It's been greased. Let me get this. We don't want to leave any leftovers in here. So we're going to pour that in our dish that has been lightly greased. Oh, sure does smell good. And you can freeze these brownies too. I mean, you don't have to eat the whole thing. We're trying to watch kind of what we eat this year, but I will have to try a couple of these, I'm sure. Same with the cookies. You can freeze those as well. Get a knife. Scrape off every little bit. You don't want to miss any. We'll go ahead and pop this in the oven. I'll start out at 25 minutes and then check it. So how easy was that? I think that was pretty easy. So we'll go ahead and come back in just a minute and start making the no-bake cookies. They're real good. You don't want to miss it. Let's see. Always have the hardest time trying to cut this thing off. Okay, welcome back, and we are now going to make our no-bake cookies. And this recipe is very old in my family. I know there is a cookie out there called no-bake cookie, and I didn't realize that until I was like, I don't know, in my 30s probably. This recipe is so old, the card is all discolored and everything. And the funny thing about these cookies is growing up, we all in my family, 8 brothers and sisters, I don't think Dad did, but we all called them bring to a boils. I don't know where that name came from, but somebody said, are you going to make bring to a boils? And we knew right away what they were talking about. So, and reason I think it's called that is because you do have to bring this whole thing to a boil, and then you add oatmeal and peanut butter at the end. So we'll go ahead and get started. It takes, and this recipe is so old, it says 1 stick of oleo. I haven't heard that in a long time. So I'm putting in 1 stick of butter. I'm going to turn this on. This is definitely not sugar-free or calorie-free or carb-free. We'll put that in there. You also put in 2 cups of sugar. See, I told you it was my hair. I was outside with the dog for a second, and it's kind of breezy out there. So I'm going to let that melt just a little bit before I add the sugar in. Sugar and the cocoa. This is everything you probably have at home. So that's melting. 1 stick of butter. I'm going to go ahead and add 2 cups of sugar. 6 tablespoons of cocoa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, I have to count it out loud. Okay. We're also going to add a little bit of salt. Not much. And half a cup of milk. Go ahead and add that. So we want to stir all that until it comes to a boil. It won't take very long. Get the butter melted in here. Okay, I'm going to leave that there for a second. Hope it doesn't fall in. It might. The brownies are done. I'm just going to test them and make sure they're done inside. Get my toothpick. No, I think they could go another 5 minutes. Sure does smell good in here, though. I went to get the toothpicks out earlier. Actually, I was getting out the cocoa, and the toothpick holder opened up. Luckily, it all was just right here on the counter. So So what you're going to do is you're going to bring this to a boil. Then you're going to add 2 cups of oatmeal, 1 cup of peanut butter, and a teaspoon of vanilla. So the butter's getting all melted. Lay that there. So we have all this ready. I'm sure this is everything you have in your house. We'll go ahead and get 1 cup of oatmeal in here. And we'll do the other cup in a minute. It should be a full rolling boil. So we're melting all the chocolate, the sugar. I don't know about you. I usually use Domino sugar for something like this. I know hopefully it won't flub up. If I use just a name brand, store brand sugar, sometimes my recipes don't turn out. Okay, we'll let that come to a boil, and we'll be right back. Maybe. This thing doesn't seem to want to work half the time. There we go. Okay, it's boiling pretty good. We're going to go ahead and turn the heat off. Because now we're going to add 2 cups of oatmeal. Need another cup. A teaspoon of vanilla. Let me just It's been quite a while since I've made this. I used to make it all the time. The brownies are almost done. I'm going to go ahead and take it out. There was another 5 minutes on that, so it was 30 minutes. Doesn't that look good? Turn the oven off so I don't forget. And I'm just going to add 1 cup of peanut butter. Just plain old peanut butter. I bet you crunchy peanut butter would be good though. So this is like eating a Reese's cup. Peanut butter and chocolate. And you just want to stir this around until the peanut butter is all melted. And it won't take long. Then you're going to drop it by tablespoon. Back in the day, I used to use wax paper. I couldn't find mine, so I'm using parchment paper, which will work just fine. I wish you could smell it because it smells just like, I don't know. It smells like chocolate and peanut butter, like a Reese's cup. Okay, so I'm going to let that cool just a little bit, and I'll probably harden up just a tad, and then we'll go ahead and put it on some wax paper. Okay, we're back. It took this quite a while to get a little cool. It made a lot of cookies. It made at least 36 cookies. I have them here. I have them over here. And so I would suggest let them get a little in the pan, stay a little, let them cool down a little bit because it's taking quite a while to get them really hard. But oops, that's pretty hot. The brownies turned out real good. See? I mean, it's brownies. And the cookies. So I have them on a plate. I'm going to test one, maybe two. We'll test the brownie first. See if I get any chocolate chips. It's still pretty warm. That's really good. Then you have your no-bake cookie. Just going to tear it apart because it's not quite cool enough. And that's delicious too. So I think that you will like that because they're easy, homemade, and full of chocolate. So go ahead and try it, I hope. So I hope you enjoyed the show. We have no-bake cookies with oatmeal and peanut butter, chocolate, and we have homemade brownies, which only took 8 ingredients. So we'll see you next week on From My Kitchen to Your Kitchen. And remember, let's make cooking fun, because it is. See you next week. I mean, in 2 weeks. We're doing it every 2 weeks now. All right, see you later.